Indira Gandhi National Open University presents a program by School of Performing and Visual Arts titled Sollu and Tala Part-3. The expert for the program is Dr. P. Radhika, faculty from School of Performing and Visual Arts, IGNOU. Let us listen to the program.
The topic of this discussion is Sollu and Tala. The 2 credit course is Music and Talas, which is ODNL 13. So this intends to make the learner understand about the very many aspects of the Tala system that we follow in the basics, learning and performing the basics of Bharatanatyam, including the tattadavus, the nattadavus, and then the first item of the repertoire, which is the alaripu. So in this 2 credit course, ODNL 13, we talk about what is Tala, what aspects it has, what are the types, what are the parts of Tala, and how we do it, how we illustrate with the palm gestural movements, and then what is known as mnemonic syllables, which are known as sollus. Sollus are very important. As in the swaras in music, the swarasthanas, in dance, apart from the swaras, swarasthanas, all the aspects of the Carnatic music, including the sahitya and the pallavi, how the song is structured with a pallavi, anupallavi, charanam, and including the swaras. Here we also have this particular aspect in dance songs called chollas. The chollas are the mnemonic syllables that we utter in order that a part of nritta is performed. So nritta may be in the form of core-wise, it may be tirmanams, it may be a chollu-kattu, a group of chollas. We have had an earlier session where we talked about the different parts of a tala and different types of a tala, and then the chollas that we render in the basics of understanding and basics of performing the tatta adavus, the adavus which are the basic adavus, and the nat adavus. So some of the nat adavus which we had missed in the last session will be covered up in the present session. We'll be looking at some of the advanced adavus from Tatai Teta, and then we'll go on to look at the chollu of alaripu. Alaripu, as you know, is the first item of the Bharatanatyam repertoire. It is generally performed on the stage as a very first item, or maybe even after a Pushpanjali or a Todaya Mangalam. So this kind of initiates the dancer into the warming up of the body parts, body limbs, and then enables her to perform the much more advanced items like Varnam or Jatiswaram. So this is a basic stage wherein it sets the stage for the entire performance, which may go on for 2.5 hours. So as the dance itself is something which has to do with the warming up of the body, the different types of body posture, the stretching, the atami, the tatta, the needle, the positioning of the leg, extending the arms, so on. The chollu also is at a very elementary level. So we would be looking at alaripu in detail in the second half of this presentation. Initially, we will be taking up the aspects of the chollas in the advanced adavus. So last time we covered tattadavus and nattadavus. So tattadavus, you may be remembering, recollecting how we did the third tattadavu, Teyya, Teyya, Tey, and then went on to the fourth, Teyya, 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 Tey, and then fifth, Tey, 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 Tam, Tey, 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 Tam. So if you remember, we had done 2 main talas in these tattadavus. One is the Adi Talam, and the other one which was prominent but lesser used was the Rupaka Talam. So we did use these talams according to the chollas. Like in poems, we use poem. In English literature, we use the metrical cycles, and how the intonation is depends on the metrical cycle and all that are interdependent. So here also the same thing is how you utter the cholla and how the tala, the number of matras, the number of aksharas, and everything is interdependent, and that is what determines the tala. So when you say a cholla, teya, teya, te, so that means 1, 2, 3. It comes in 1, 2, 3, and the tala that fits into it easily, as you know, is the Rupaka Talam, which has a count of 6. And likewise, if it is an even count of teya, 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 te, that is 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, it can fit into very popular, very much used tala, which is known as the Adi Talam. So these two talas, Rupaka Talam and Adi Talam, are much in use in the initial level of training. So we did look at how these adavus are performed to these talas, and we also talked about what angas are there, what are the types, the laghu, the dhrutam, the anudhrutam, and how it is represented when you write it down, and on the hand, what are the gestures that we use, and what are the angas for the Rupaka Talam and for the Adi Talam, and how we calculate the matras and the aksharas. Let me also take you back a little when we determine the matras and aksharas. So here there is a difference. Matra is a smaller unit and akshara is a bigger unit. Let us move a little forward into the adavus, the natadavus. From this first natadavu till the 7th and 8th natadavu, we have the teyyum, tat, tat, teyyum, ta series of chollas. The chollas go teyyum, tat, ta, teyyum, ta, teyyum, tat, ta, teyyum, ta. Let it be first or second or third till 8th. It goes on like that. Now comes the advanced adavus from the ta, te, te, ta, ta, te, te, ta, dhit, te, te, ta. The cholla goes, this is the paraval adavu. Paraval adavu is to extend, the adavu which helps you extend across the stage. Paraval adavu. So there are a few varieties of the paraval adavus. Every variety retains the same cholla. It is te, ta, te, te, ta, dhit, te, te, ta, ta, te, te, ta, dhit, te, te, ta. So this phrase keeps repeating itself. So it depends on how many repetitions we do on the right and the left side, and then continues. It is the same for the usi adavu too. Usi also uses the ta, te, te, ta cholla, ta, te, but the beat comes on the next. It is not ta, te, te, ta, which is done in the normal ta, te, te, ta, but in usi, where the edupu is in the second beat. Ta, te, te, ta, dhit, te, te, ta, ta, te, te, ta, dhit, te, te, ta. So that is how it goes. Now if you look at determining the tala for the ta, te, te, ta, te, te, ta, dhit, te, te, ta, that makes a count of 8. So 8 fits in easily into which talam? It is Adi Talam. Adi Talam has 8 counts. So that means 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 laghu, and then followed by a laghu with 4 counts. That is what is Triputa. So there it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 laghu followed by 2 dhrutam. So that is how it is rendered. Triputa Talam, which has the angas of laghu, dhrutam, dhrutam. But when it is 4 counts, generally the Triputa Talam which is done in Tishra, it is when 4 counts in a laghu appears, then it is called Adi Talam. That is how the 8 counts appear. For 1 laghu, it is 4 counts followed by 2 dhrutam. 2 and 2, that makes 8. So now you can fit in ta, te, te, ta, dhit, te, te, ta into the Adi Talam. So let's do the first speed, second speed and third speed of ta, te, te, ta. Ready? 1, 2, 3, start. Ta, te, te, ta, dhit, te, te, ta, ta, te, te, ta, dhit, te, te, ta. Second speed. Ta, te, te, ta, dhit, te, te, ta, ta, te, te, ta, dhit, te, te, ta. Third speed. Ta, te, te, ta, dhit, te, te, ta, ta, te, te, ta, dhit, te, te, ta, ta, te, te, ta, dhit, te, te, ta, ta, te, te, ta, dhit, te, te, ta. So when you repeat this thing in a faster tempo, what changes is the cholla. It is only the cholla that increases in speed, but the talam and the beat is in the same tempo. So when you do it, ta, te, te, ta, dhit, te, te, ta. That finishes one avartanam of adita. Now when you do it in the second speed, it is ta, te, te, ta, dhit, te, te, ta, ta, te, te, ta, dhit, te, te, ta. You have actually done 2 lines of cholla in one avartanam. So that makes it second speed. In the third speed, you double this one, and that makes it 4 repetitions of the same cholla in one avartanam. So that is how the tempo increases, but the talam, the pace of the talam remains the same. So here we did tate teta, the first tate teta, and this can be the same for usi also, the second and the third tate teta. Now let's go on to the kudittu mettu adavu, which is te ha, te hi, te ha, te hi, te ha, te hi, te ha, te hi. That is what is the chollu of this type of adavu called kudittu mettu adavu. And as you would have already realized, it is again in the multiples of 4. Te ha, te hi, 1, 2, 3, 4. And 4, as you know, easily fits into aditalam again. So there we have this repetition of the same aditalam, but in the cholla is different, and so the tempo also is done in the first, second and the third speed in the same pace of the talam. Let's try this. Dhalang kuta kati kuta kata dingina tom te ha, te hi, te ha, te hi. Again, te ha, te hi, te ha, te hi. Now did 2 avartanams of aditalam, and likewise we did 2 repetitions of right and left of teha tehi, kudittu mettu adavu. So let's try the second speed now. So in second speed, the talam remains the same. You have to realize that the talam is something that keeps the rhythm going, but then the tala cycle has to have the same frequency, the same way in which you do, the same pace has to be maintained, but the cholla has to increase in speed. So when you did te ha, te hi, you did one, each syllable you did 1 beat. Now you increase it for the second speed. As I said, it is doubled. So te ha, te hi, te ha, te hi, te ha, te hi, te ha, te hi. So there you see te ha, te hi for each beat. Te ha, te hi. You are saying te ha for 1 beat, te hi for the other beat. But whereas in the first beat it was te for 1 beat, ha the next beat, te. So te ha, te hi had 4 beats. Now you have 2 beats for te ha, te hi. So therein you have the second speed, and let's try out the third speed also here. In the third speed, how many chollas, how many syllables will be there for 1 beat? For 1 beat, it will have 4 syllables. So there you go. Te ha, te hi. So in the third speed, it doubles. The speed doubles. That means te ha, te hi, 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 te ha, te hi. So that's how it doubles. It becomes 1 to 2 and 2 to 4. So let's try it once again. Te ha, te hi, te ha, te hi, te ha, te hi. I'm saying te ha, te hi for 1 beat. So it is te ha, te hi, te ha, te hi. So that's how the kudittu mettu adavu. For all the variations of kudittu mettu adavu, it goes on like the same cholla. We have covered Paraval Adavu, we have covered Pudithumettu Adavu, and let's look at these kind of Adavu called Sarikal Adavu. Sarikal is where you slide and then take up lifting of the toe and then tapping it down. So there and you have Teya Tehi, Teya Tehi, Teya Tehi, Teya Tehi. So generally 3 or 4 variations are learned, but then we can improvise and do many more variations. The cholla remains the same. Now when you talk about cholla, it doesn't necessarily mean that it remains the same when you do a jati in a varnam. It is to understand that each adavu will have a cholla. So it is an identity of an adavu. So sometimes like in the tatai teta, we say tatai teta adavu instead of paraval adavu. The name given as paraval adavu, which may not be recognizable many a time. So it is the cholla with which we say that this is the adavu that is going to be rendered. But the cholla is, though it is the identity, though it is the name of adavu, the cholla need not be retained in the core-wise or the cholkatta. So that is something that you have to keep in mind. Now let us proceed on to what is called the Sarikal Adavu. There is also another adavu called Sarukal Adavu, which is the sliding adavu, which is also a different type of a sliding. So this is kind of a side sliding. The torso bends and it is the Samapadam from where it starts. There is hardly any Aramandi in Sarikal Adavu. So it is Tei, Ya, Tei, Hi, Tei, Ya, Tei, Hi. So it is Tei, Ya, Tei, Hi, Tei, Ya, Tei, Hi. So let's do that. It is the same thing. You might have realized again that it is also something that fits into the Adi Talam. So let's do it. Dhalang kutakati kutakata dingina tom tei. Ya, Tei, Hi, Tei, Ya, Tei, Tei, Ya, Tei, Hi, Tei, Ya, Tei, Hi. Second speed. Tei, Ya, Tei, Hi, Tei, Ya, Tei, Hi, Tei, Ya, Tei, Hi, Tei, Ya, Tei, Hi. Third speed. Tei, Ya, Tei, Hi, Tei, Ya, Tei, Hi, Tei, Ya, Tei, Hi, Tei, Ya, Tei, Hi, Ya, Tei, Hi, Tei, Ya, Tei, Hi, Tei, Ya, Tei, Hi, Tei, Ya, Tei, Hi. Now some of you may have doubts regarding how it is rendered in Talam. The Adi Talam remains the same. So you have to try to keep up with the same Adi Talam, which has 1 lagu followed by 2 dhrutam. 1 lagu has 4 counts because it is Adi Talam. So 1 lagu means 1, 2, 3, 4. A beat followed by count of fingers. How many count of fingers? It is 3 counts. Starting with the little finger, then the middle, the ring finger, and ending with the mid finger. So you have a tap and then followed by counting of fingers from little finger 1, 2, 3. Little finger, ring finger and middle finger. Tap, little finger, ring finger, middle finger. That is how it goes. Tap, 2, 3, 4. Again tap and wave, tap and wave. Tap, beat, beat, beat and wave, tap, wave. So let me repeat this again. It's a tap followed by counting of fingers. 1, count 1, count 2, count 3. Tap, wave, tap, wave. So that is how Adi Talam goes. Okay. So we have covered Paraval Adavu, then Kudithumettu Adavu, Teiha Teihi, and then Sarikal Adavu, which is Teiya Teihi. Let's go on a little further to understand the next step, which may also have in the general learning of adavus. There are many more adavus like Tattaitam adavu and then Tattaitaha adavu, Tattaitam. In that there are many variations, and then as I said, Sarikal adavu, Tangida Tattadhinna, Tangida Tattadhinna, then Utplavan adavus, Dhittayum Tattate, Dhittayum Tattate. So there are many more adavus, but here at at the certificate level, apart from these 3 adavus, you also learn we go on to the advanced set of adavus, something called as Visa adavu, and then we also do the Tahata Jamtarita. So let's look at how Visa adavu is done. Visa means, in Tamil, means to throw. So here is this adavu where we sit in Aramandi, and then we have this Tripataka hands at the chest level, and we throw it across to both the sides, to the right and to the left. So that is how you do the Visa adavu. If you remember, we did this Sollu called Tat Tei Ta Ha Dhit Tei Ta Ha. Tat Tei Ta Ha Dhit Tei Ta Ha. Right? So therein lies how we do the Visa adavu. So here we have Tat Tei Ta Ha. Again, it can be fit into Adi Talam, 4 counts, and then 8, and then so at the last what we do is Tattei Taha Dhittei Taha Tattei Taha Dhittei Taha. When it is repeated 4 times at the end of the 4th repetition, when the entire right side of Tattei Taha is done, then you go Tattei Taha Dhittei Taha. There is a 5th repetition. So its entire right side is done, and then there is a left side again where the whole Sollu is repeated. So let's do the first speed of Tat Tei Taha, or what is called the Visa adavu. Dhalang kuta kati kuta kata dingina tom ta tei ta ha dhit tei ta ha. Beat, little finger, ring finger, mid finger, beat, wave, beat and wave. Ta, tei, ta, ha, dhit, tei, ta, ha. Again. Ta, tei, ta, ha, dhit, tei, ta, ha. Second speed. Ta, tei, ta, ha, dhit, tei, ta, ha. Ta, tei, ta, ha, dhit, tei, ta, ha. Again. Ta, tei, ta, ha. Say ta, tei. So that means it is in one beat. Ta, tei. So there it is second speed. Okay. Ta, tei, ta, ha. Dhit, tei, ta, ha. Ta, tei, ta, ha. Dhit, tei, ta, ha. So I hope you're doing the Adi Talam with beat and count of finger. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Tat, tei, ta, ha. Dhit, tei, ta, ha. Tat, tei, ta, ha. Dhit, tei, ta, ha. Let's try the third speed. Third speed is Tat, tei, ta, ha in one beat, followed by Dhit, tei, ta, ha. Tat, tei, ta, ha. Dhit, tei, ta, ha. That means in 4 beats the entire Tat, tei, ta, ha, Dhit, tei, ta is over. Let's start. The same pace should maintain. The Tala should be in the same pace. Please remember that. Dhalang kuta kati kuta kata dingina tom tat tei ta ha dhit tei ta ha tat tei ta ha dhit tei ta ha tei ta ha dhit tei ta ha. So when you do tat tei ta ha dhit tei ta ha tat tei ta ha dhit tei ta ha tat tei ta ha dhit tei ta ha. So therein you are at the mid of the second Tala, but then you start the left again. So again when you do 5 repetitions of the left side also, then the Tala gets over. That is how you complete it. Let's do the third speed once. Ready? 1, 2, 3, start. Tat tei ta ha dhit tei ta ha tat tei ta ha dhit tei ta ha tei ta ha dhit tei ta ha tat tei ta ha dhit tei ta ha tat tei ta ha dhit tei ta tei ta ha dhit tei ta ha. So we were looking at this adavu which is known by the name of Visa adavu. Tat tei ta ha dhit tei ta ha tat tei ta ha dhit tei ta ha tat tatte taha dhitte taha. So how do we do it in the third speed? In the second speed, when you do it, there is an extra tatte taha dhitte taha, and then the next repetition completes the talam. In the third speed, in order to complete the avartanams, we may have to do it many times. So your point here is to understand how you render the chollu in the tala. So that is how we do it in the first, then the second and the third speed. So tatte taha dhitte taha, and the talam used is adi talam.
You were listening to the program titled Sollu and Tala Part 3. The expert for the program was Dr. P. Radhika, faculty from School of Performing and Visual Arts, IGNOU. The program was technically supported by P.R. Semil, edited by Tarannum Jahan, and produced by Reena Boro. This program was brought to you by the Electronic Media Production Center of Indira Gandhi National Open University.